I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, what we need here is a preposition of location as regards where this person is in relation to the lens, or in other words, the camera. And of course, they're the people that are holding the camera, which means the subject is in front of the camera, and these people are behind the camera or behind the lens, which is why the answer is behind. Question 2, what's the answer for this? Well, in order to work out what the answer is, we have to understand what kind of sentence we're dealing with here. This is a future passive form. What's the thing that's missing? It's the infinitive form of the verb be to create the passive structure. So here the answer is be. For question number 3, you've got to be aware of the language and the context that you're presented with. Just before the gap, we're presented with two things: artistic depth and integrity. The word that we need for number 3 is a substitutive term which refers to these elements. What's the word that we need? Both. Question number 4. Once again, we need another substitutive term to refer to what? To refer to the approach of someone just mentioned before the gap. So what substitutive term can we use in order to reflect approach? In this case, the answer is that. For question number 5, you have to be aware that this clause introduces the sentence that comes next. And not only that, it's acting as a comparative form, comparing two different times. But the only thing that's missing is the word which introduces the comparison. In this case, like. So just like court artists in the past. Question number 6, very often we come across these structures with the open-close questions where we have in followed by a gap, and in this gap is going to be a relative pronoun of some kind. In this case, this relative pronoun refers back to time and doing something in that time. So what's the relative pronoun that we need? Which. For question number 7, this talks about someone's past habits. Now, if you've forgotten the grammar rules about past habits, then I advise you now to quickly go find a good grammar book or a good resource on the internet in which to freshen up your knowledge a little bit. Because when we're talking about past habits, we've got a limited choice of words that we can choose, and in this particular case, we have to use the modal verb would. For question number 8, we're stressing a passage of time and the fact that something only started to happen at some point in the 19th century. So before that point, it didn't happen. So we need a preposition to introduce into this gap here in order to stress that period of time, or something not happening until that period of time. And that's why the answer is until.